One day, Nick suddenly made a horrifying discovery: the seawater along the shore was receding at an alarming rate. Instantly, he realized an unprecedented tsunami was imminent. To save himself, he immediately swung the boat around and raced toward the open ocean. Meanwhile, others in speedboats made the same desperate maneuver, knowing that distancing themselves from the coast was their only chance at safety. In deeper waters, the waves themselves wouldn't grow as tall. If they could just surge over the tsunami before it fully formed, they might survive. But the tsunami had already begun to take shape. The terrifying crest of the wave was rapidly closing in on the bridge ahead. Though their speedboats might not have enough power to climb the tsunami slope, there was no turning back for the desperate survivors. Nick slammed the throttle forward, hurtling toward the oncoming wall of water with all the engine's might. Dozens of speedboats began ascending the wave alongside him, but when faced with the 60 to 70 degree incline, a nearby yacht capsized instantly due to insufficient power, swallowed whole by the churning giant waves. Just as Nick neared the peak, the woman beside him froze in horror. An enormous cargo ship suddenly loomed into view, on a collision course with their tiny vessel. Heart-pounding, Nick swerved violently, and they narrowly avoided a catastrophic crash. But their reprieve was short-lived. The next moment, shipping containers began collapsing off the ship's deck. Nick weaved the speedboat frantically through the falling steel boxes, and by some miracle, they dodged every one. Finally, they reached calmer waters beyond the waves' reach. The 100,000-ton cargo ship, however, plunged downward, and the merciless tsunami crashed into the bridge ahead. In an instant, the structure shattered, sweeping everyone on it to their deaths. Then, the towering waves surged toward the shore, sending panicked crowds fleeing in all directions. But against the overwhelming force of the water, their struggles were futile. The relentless tide swallowed the entire city in its path. An elderly couple, realizing escape was impossible, chose not to fight anymore. Instead, they held each other tightly, cherishing their final moments together. On the streets, people continued to run wildly, but in the face of nature's wrath, humanity seemed impossibly small. The city was decimated by the floodwaters easily, mercilessly, completely.